Hi guys, this is Miss Friedewald and you are watching Introduction to the Principles of Design, Balance. Balance refers to the visual distribution of weight within an artwork. Obviously, in sculpture, that artwork is actual. If the sculpture isn't balanced, the sculpture tips over and breaks. But in two-dimensional works like paintings and drawings, it's more about how the composition is ranged that creates a sense of stability. And that's what balance refers to in artwork. So, in this cute gif of cats on a seesaw, you have a fulcrum with a beam across it. On the left side, you have two cats that are smaller. On the right side, you have one cat that is larger. The weight of the two cats that are smaller added together is probably about the same as the larger cat. And it's the same concept with artwork, but instead of having a fulcrum, we use what's called a central axis. So there are three main types of balance that we refer to when we're looking at artworks. The first is symmetrical, asymmetrical, and the last is radial. Symmetrical balance means that if you had a central axis that went vertically down the center of your artwork, it could be horizontal depending on the artwork, but in the example that we have on our screens, the central axis would go straight down the middle, top to bottom. We have this cow head in the middle with antlers that come out, or horns, to the top left corner and the top right corner. And if you were essentially to cut off half of this image and replace it with a mirror so that you could see the other half, it would pretty much look the same. And that's symmetrical balance, the same on either side of that central axis. Exactly symmetrical means that it's exactly the same on that central axis. Approximate symmetry means it's really close to the same. So this is an example of approximate because it's not exactly the same on either side. There's small differences. Plus that flower off to the left of the ram's head creates just a little bit of weight distribution difference. In asymmetrical artwork, also known as informal balance, we also have that same concept of an invisible central axis that you just imagine is there and is splitting the artwork in half. Now, if your artwork is not anywhere close to the exact same on both sides, that's when you have asymmetrical balance. So in this example by Van Gogh, we have the town in the background, which pretty much goes across, it's uniform, but on the left you have this tree type shape that comes from the bottom and goes all the way to the top of the image, balanced with this moon in the top right side. So it still has balance, but it's not the exact same on either side. You also have radial balance, and that happens when you have a central point and elements that come out away from that point and repeat going around the central point to form this circular type shape. It's really common in these rose windows of cathedrals, and it was used to help create emphasis in the center point where they usually had either a saint or Jesus or Mary or whatever figure was most relevant for that particular window. So we're going to practice identifying the different types of balance that we see. So take a minute to look over each image and identify which balance you see.